My top 5 Roja fragrances for this spring. But first, a few words about this channel. I try to be very minimalist here with not that many effects, and even like the thumbnails aren't all that flashy. But if you like kind of more flashy stuff, you should go to my TikTok channel, also the Midnight Rider, David Antonelli, and you'll find very short videos with lots of artifice, lots of editing, lots of fun. Here I try to keep things a little bit more simple, a little bit more sort of intellectual, more for the connoisseur. On the TikTok channel, it's more fun and more spontaneous, and also a lot more flashy. I'm also quite unique in the space because I'm a writer. I've actually published 12 novels, and my 12th novel came out in September, and it's, in my opinion, the best fragrance-related novel since Patrick Susskind's Perfume. It's about a day in the life of a men's fashion and fragrance influencer on his way to meet his estranged daughter in a very Kafkaesque world. If you like modernist fiction, you'll absolutely love this novel. Now, on to the Rojas. At number 5, it's Manhattan. Now, a lot of you might think that this is a fragrance, for Christmas or something, but it has this light airiness and these aromatic touches like sage. In the opening, and in the mid there's coconut. In the dry down there's vanilla, tobacco, and cloves, cinnamon. It's so beautiful, and it has this kind of airy kind of Baccarat Rouge feel about it, which is why it's perfect for the spring weather, but more of a kind of a night out fragrance. At number 4, it's the Elysium Eau Intense. Now, the Eau Intense is kind of controversial. Some people love it, some people don't. But what they've done here is they've taken the original Elysium, which is a citrus aromatic, with lots of kind of smoky, sharp vetiver in the dry down, and they've made it softer, more rounded. They've added musks in the opening and the dry down. They've also added rhubarb, and they've toned down that kind of peppery vibe that the OG has that I actually don't like. And I actually find that this Eau Intense is a better fragrance for the transitional weather, perfect for everyday use, and I in some ways prefer it to the original. Now at number 3, it's Turandot, inspired by the Puccini opera about a very kind of cold, icy princess who gradually falls in love. And this perfume tells that story. It's an amazing feat of perfumery in that regard. It opens with these very icy aldehydes and peach, and it gives us kind of a cranberry. There's also black currant, and together it gives kind of a cranberry vibe. And it melts down into the mid, where you have heliotrope and princess flower, which has a similar kind of vanilla smell to heliotrope, very powdery in the mid, but not that kind of lipsticky, chalky, powdery, very kind of airy powderiness that makes it feel very regal and elegant. And then into the dry down, you get actually ambery notes, iris, and even coffee. It's just so beautiful, and it just goes through so many different phases. And an interesting story about this fragrance is that when I was in the Roja Haute Perfumery in Harrods, I started talking to the saleswoman there, and we talked for about 20 or 30 minutes, and I said, there's one Roja fragrance that I absolutely love, and most people probably think it's too feminine, but I absolutely love it. And she said, let me guess, it's Turandot. And I said, yes, that's it. And then she said, yes, but the funny thing is that almost every man that comes into the store loves Turandot as well. So it's not overly feminine. So anyway, give it a try. It's beautiful stuff. And when I put it on, I feel like I'm sort of like the offspring of like Bjork and David Bowie or something. It has that kind of very kind of grandeur of some kind of great exotic performance. And number 2, it's Qatar. Now, Qatar is so sexy. It's this beautiful fruity rose oud fragrance with lots of this very clean, elegant leather, and the oud has this kind of petroleum vibe to it. There's peach and pear, rose in the mid, but it just seems so otherworldly. Like when you smell it, it's so sexy, but it seems to come from another dimension, and there's cotton candy in the dry down. It's just so lovely, and whenever I wear it, I feel like I'm I'm in the sports car with a supermodel traveling through the desert. It's just wonderful, wonderful fragrance. And at number 1, it's the extremely versatile Pierre de Velay number 9. This is their take on Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. It's very lemony, very creamy. It's got that kind of lemon meringue pie vibe of the Chanel. But as it dries down, it takes on this kind of creamy, salty, sour vibe because there's cashmere wood and ambergris in the dry down, and it gives it this incredibly kind of an oriental sweet and sour feel, like you're in a sauna somewhere in the Orient. It's so beautiful. And interestingly, I just reviewed Electimus Moroccan Medjool, and the dry down, the base notes are exactly the same in both perfumes. Just take a look at Fragrantica. But here, I think it's even better than Moroccan Medjool. Lovely stuff. And it's number 1 because it's just so versatile. Anyway, what are your top 5 Rojas for the spring? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you again.